Leagues 5 is off to an incredible start after some initial hiccups. All of your favorite content creators are creating their ultimate plans, from their region to their gear strats, all the way down to optimizing their task routes to reach new heights faster. But while everybody else is focused on points and tasks, we're going to attempt to become the Cabbage King of Leagues 5 by collecting 1 million cabbages, making us the ultimate Brassican bad boy and likely the only other person to complete such a highly esteemed feat. Now, that's a pretty wacky goal when everybody else is chasing tasks and dragon trophies, but the inspiration came from a meme post on Reddit by user ESRJustice, and they stated, "Everyone is going for the same goals. Even the rarest uniques will have thousands of owners, and that's why you should do something truly unique and collect 1 million cabbages this leagues." You know, I'm not one to back down from a challenge. The post went quite viral within our 2007 scape. Obviously, this is just a joke. Nobody would actually take the time out of their lives and their leagues experience, which only comes once every 1 or 2 years, to complete something so trivial and temporary. I've got 6 words for you folks. Don't let your memes be dreams. Welcome to the quest for 1 million cabbages. In the days before Leagues, I came up with a very simple plan. Rush tier 4 to get Golden God, which is going to allow us to purchase items from the shop in noted form. Next, the plan is to unlock Varlamore as my first area. There's a grocery shop in Varlamore that sells cabbages for 1 GP with 10 stock. So theoretically, the only thing holding me back from 1 million cabbages and cabbage supremacy is a measly 100,000 clicks. And look, this is supposed to be a fun video. I'm not taking myself so seriously, and I wouldn't expect you to either. But if you like silly content and long grinds like this one, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment telling me I'm dumb. All of my good friends do. But without further ado, we don't want to keep those cabbages waiting. Alright, so this is how you know it's League season. What a mess. We're kicking off right away with a riot in Falador. Leagues is about 3 hours late at this point, unfortunately. But you know what they say. Ain't no riot like a Falador riot, because a Falador riot got f***ing cannons. Alright, don't look now, but I did hear a rumor that people are starting to get into these League worlds just as we speak, so hopefully we get through here in a second. Definitely going a little bit slow. Loading, please wait. Hey, here we go. Welcome to Leagues 5, the Cabbage Leagues. Let's go ahead and get started. So hopefully I'm not the only idiot that had this issue on the map page, but I couldn't figure out how to select my region and get past it for the life of me. Little did I know that you have to select Karamja as your first region. I think they could have made that a little bit more obvious, but nevertheless, we got through eventually. Here are some of our very first points in this league. Basically, what we need to do right out of the gate here is complete a string of tasks quickly and efficiently to get to tier 4 to unlock Golden God. Luckily, fellow content creator Doubleshine created a massive linear starting route to get very close to tier 4 right off the bat. So after some initial thieving, we're going to follow that, and soon enough we'll be in Varlamore buying cabbages. But just for a second, pause. Look at all these people. This is really what RuneScape's about. It's what I remember RuneScape being as a child. It's so nostalgic to have these events, and I love when they come around. Alright, first things first, classic leagues. We're going to dance in the graveyard, get some points here, have our little graveyard dance party, head down to Death's Domain. That's going to give us a couple more points. They just keep rolling in. Early leagues is so fun. It's just a crazy dopamine hit. Then we'll head over to Count Check. He's going to bring us up to Barbarian Village so that we can run through the Stronghold of Security and get that starting 10k. Freedom, this guy says. Yeah, pretty much freedom. It's less stressful when you're going through in the earlier leagues because there's a lot of people to tank those hits for you. But regardless, we're all here, we're gaming, and here is 10k in our pockets. Obviously, if you don't pick fancy boots, you need therapy. What the hell are these fancier boots? Garbage. There we are, fancy boots into fancy points. We've got a task to take out a goblin with a spear, and I can't think of a better option than Greg. And Greg down.
Huh?
And no task? Okay, turns out this one can only be done in the Stronghold. That's done. Alright, so from here on out, I'm going to show you a couple more tasks, but generally after these few, I'll only be showing you guys the big advancements. This video is, less about the journey and more about the end goal, so let's continue working towards that. The first day of Leagues is so crazy. I'm having so much fun, and I hope everybody echoes that sentiment. Last leagues, I had a melee build. I had the Executioner's Axe and Undying with full D-Herox. I was one-hitting God Wars dungeon bosses. Like, not even kidding. It was crazy. So enjoy, everybody. Remember, this only comes around every once in a few years, so cherish it, try not to burn out, and set attainable goals that make progression meaningful for yourself. I mean, I'm motivated by freaking cabbages, so hopefully you've got something you're pursuing too. Here's our first Mark of Grace. That's going to give us some points, and it's also going to bring us to a really important part in the account where we can now unlock our Tier 2 relic. Now, for Tier 2, I think for me, there's only one way to go. I love the thieving relics in leagues. I love automatic pickpocketing, and it's going to be a way that we can get ourselves some initial cash here. So definitely Dodgy Deals is the way to go. Let's test it out. Now, Dodgy Deals is going to let us pickpocket anybody within an 11 by 11 radius from the original person that we're pickpocketing. So absolutely nuts. Can't wait to try this around somewhere where there's more density like ham members. So for Tier 1, we went with Power Miner, which gave us an Echo Pickaxe that shreds rocks, smelts the rocks into bars, and then sends them immediately to your bank. Things like this are why Leagues is so fun. It feels like I'm literally playing on a MMORPG private server circa 2010. We've been getting our seafood on here at Gielinor. There's 35 cooking. Let's cook a couple more sardines, and that's going to bring us our new area. So we can finally unlock a first area, and we'll go over to the map and see what that's going to be. That's going to be Varlamore, as originally stated in our plan. That's going to give us access to the cabbage shop. We're still slinging seafood, and for good reason. We just cooked 20 pike, and that's going to give us enough to unlock our Tier 3 relic, which is going to be Clue Compass. I guess we actually have to do it over here at the Sage, but that's going to allow us to rip through clue scrolls and give us access to some of the best teleports in the game. Count Draenor, more like Count Dead. Holy crap, that juiced us up to 47 attack. That's crazy. There are things in Leagues that really catches you up, like I just mined 50 ore here, but it's such crazy experience and just so fun. I don't even want to leave. So I logged off. I went mobile for a little bit. We were putting some work in on the old phone. We were doing some thieving and some mining, so as you can see here, we've been put to work. So we've ended up with 72 mining as well as 61 smithing from the smithing of the Echo Pickaxe, and then a whopping 84 thieving. We've been just thieving guards here, making some starting cash, and we've made a ton. But probably my favorite thing, boom, we got a rock golem while we were mining. Pretty darn cool. I've never hit a single skilling pet on my main accounts on either Chunk Quest or Fanatic. So really nice to be able to have Rocky and Rock Golem in Leagues at least every couple years. Ultimately, it's nice to just have some proof that skilling pets are real. Boom! One hit. Sorry, Beefcake. Alright, so I kind of missed the clip, but we just unlocked Golden God. We just got our T4, and what that's going to mean is we can now start the cabbage grind. So it's all beginning from here. Everything we've been working towards, it's finally here. Before we get into it, however, I had to try out the Clue Relic. It's just so fast. You can stack clues unbelievably fast in Leagues. What I would give for this kind of main game experience. Maybe we can get some cool fashionscape, some robes, shields. Hey, cool enough. That's some stuff for us to wear anyway. All right, so we're procrastinating a bit like an idiot, but mostly it's because I look like this and I want some nice fashionscape before I break into this grind. So let's open these up. Cabbages, let's go. They know what I'm all about. I love it. Now let's crack open the easies. All right, there is some stuff anyway. So this was pretty funny. We got a master clue box from our easies, and apparently we only have this one master step unlocked. So let's see if we can get something cool from our first master. Looks like not much. Purple sweets. I think those are a log. That's going to get us some points at the very least. All right, time to stop messing around. We're finally here in Varlamore and headed over to the grocery shop, Cabbage's grocery shop over here. We're going to go ahead, trade Cabbage, and buy our first cabbage. You never forget your first cabbage. There it is. Now we just need 999,000 more. So we'll get all set up here. All we need to do is swap our left click and away we go. And so begins the journey of turning this small hill of leafy greens into a mountain of shining cabbages as far as the eye can see. Click by click, leaf by leaf. Now, I'll be the first person to tell you that this isn't exactly prime viewing content, but I'll do whatever I can here to keep it fresh for you all. There's also going to be some times where the number's going to hop around a bit. I definitely didn't record every single part of this journey. Some of it was also done on mobile, but I assure you every single click, every single cabbage was ethically sourced to ensure optimal freshness. And I don't know, guys, I'm clicking on a virtual cabbage. Right now, everything you're seeing is at 5 times speed. So hopefully that gives you all some idea of just how much effort's going into this. I honestly don't know if my fingers are ever quite going to be the same after this, but 1 like on the video equals 1 prayer for my fingers, so don't forget to drop that like. Now, as you can see, we're getting very close to 1/10 of the way there with 100,000 cabbages, and that's going to be our first check-in point. Around every 100k, we're going to drop the cabbages and see how much they're all worth, and by the end of this, we should have a small fortune going. All right, welcome back. We are just about to put another digit onto our stack here. We're almost to 100,000 cabbages, and we'll do our first little price check here in 1 moment. There we go, 100,000. Okay, first checkpoint has been reached. Let's go ahead and drop these, see what we're dealing with. 100,000 cabbages is going to be 8.5 million GP. Check out that gorgeous orange stack. Wow, very nice to see. I guess back to it. Cabbage. Cabbage, cabbage. Cabbage. Cabbage, cabbage. Cabbage. Alright, I wish the process was as fast as it looked on here for you folks, but here we are. Let's drop 200k cabbages, $17 million worth of cabbages, 200,000. Let's keep it going. Big shout out to all of my leaf enjoyers. We are now 1/4 of the way there, 250,000. $420. Let's check in. We're coming up to around halfway through our journey to 1 million cabbages. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this as fresh and as interesting as I can for all of you. My fingers are definitely starting to feel it at this point. I'm alternating between this crazy 2-finger clicking technique and going down to 1 finger to recover in between sprints. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, my wife loves me a lot. But let's just go back to 1 time speed for a second here. Go ahead and drop this bad boy on the floor. 500,000 cabbages in Leagues 5 is worth... There is 46 million GP worth of cabbages, meaning that once we hit our goal of 1 million, we're going to have just shy of 100 million worth of cabbages. I cannot wait to be a cabbage-illionaire. Cabbage. 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 Hope you're enjoying the tunes. We are officially 600,000 cabbages into this, with a count check as well. You know that feeling when you do something super monotonous for some time and you almost get this terrible pit in your stomach and your brain tries to tell you to stop? Well, guess what? I eat that feeling for breakfast. Let's go. Cabbage. 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 Okay, so a quick Google search let me know that the average cabbage weighs 4 pounds, which means at 700,000 cabbages, our character is carrying 28 million pounds of cabbage. Sure, they're noted, but I can't wait to see the banker's face when I turn that in. All right, let's do some quick math. There are 4 quarters in a million, and if you cut it into 4s, there's also 4 quarters in a cabbage. With 750,000 cabbages, we've officially crushed 3 of those quarters and moved into the final sprint. See you at the finish line. All right, so maybe one more quick break before we finish up. Apparently, if you have Golden God this Leagues, you have a chance not to alch the item that you choose to alch, which means anyone who picked Golden God can ult fairly quickly to max cash, especially if you have a construction supply store like the one here in Varlamore. There is just a ton of high-value items which you can do it very quickly. How quickly? That quickly. I know it's not quite max cash, but we could get there so fast when we really want to. And we're also at 900,000 cabbages here, as you can see. $82.8 million worth of cabbages. Let's finish this off. Now, as we blast through these last cabbages, I want to reaffirm something. I talked earlier about how Leagues only comes around every few years. And my biggest advice to anybody out there who's taking part is to break your goals into meaningful steps so that you don't burn out. I know all this dopamine and accelerated number go up feels like crack, but what you don't want is to get 10 days in and all of a sudden you have no more goals. Make incremental goals and take your time. You can play Leagues incredibly efficient, or you can take the whole event to have fun. And I would highly recommend enjoying yourself however you see fit. Hell, come along. Try to build a higher stack of cabbages than me. Whatever it is that makes your League experience fun, strive to keep that alive, because before you know it, everything you've done, every click, every level, every pet, it will all be gone. What the hell with it? We're all temporary, baby. And if a higher being put me on this earth just to click a PNG of a cabbage, so be it. And just like that, after several hours of grinding, here we are about to arrive at a stack of 1 million cabbages. Thank you everybody for coming along on this journey. We're now sitting on a stack of cabbages worth 92 million GP. This so ends the quest for 1 million cabbages. Wait, what the did that guy just say to me?